everybody. Dadman Walking 55 here, coming to you from the East Coast of the United States. We got a new background tonight because I felt like a change, and I don't know. Tonight's episodes are going to be interesting. Well, it's really one episode that was a two-parter. Journey to Oasis that felt like Journey to Molasses. No, and something else. So, our Journey to Uranus is what another thing we could call it. But we'll see. We'll get the opinions of our highly paid, fine-tuned experts panel and see what they have to say about it tonight, and let them tell you what they think and what you should think about this classic, wonderful episode of Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. But like every way, we got 9 people already with us tonight. Thank y'all for being here with us. Let's see how we're going to do this, and let's have some fun with it. We've got 2 of our panelists here. We're waiting on our third. Some technical difficulties, but hey, let me bring in the joke meister, the Joker himself, the resident court jester that's subject to my whims and execution at any time. It's the great Hungry Boy. Hey, entertain me.
Well, let's just say I might have some jokes, but there were attempted jokes in these 2 episodes, and they all fell flat. terrible attempts at humor in these 2 episodes. Oh my
and
God.
Guess what? Yay. Let's see. Let's bring in the great classy person of our panel and brings royalty to us, and along with our friend Jess. It's I guess we could call her a Duchess. She probably wouldn't take the Queen title from us, but it's the Royal Duchess herself, the great Lady Daisy Blossom. Hello.
Hello. I'm blue, dabba-dee, dabba-die. I'm so blue, dabba-dee, dabba-die. I can't remember the rest of the words to the song.
All right, well, we got a wonderful song. How are you tonight, Daisy?
I'm hanging in there. Thank you very much.
Look who just arrived. Look who just arrived. Check private chat.
And we're going to do that real quick. We got...
Apologies to chat for my singing.
Oh, gosh,
don't
do that. That's wonderful. It's the great captain himself, JT Kirk. Howdy, sir.
Hey, you were talking about class and regality, and I was like, wow, he's really building me up on a Friday night, and I should have known better.
You're our captain, sir.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Glad you could join us
should be
tonight.
enough. Yeah.
Well, we were talking backstage. We were worried you may not make it, and we said, let's just allow the wind to fill the sails, see what happens, and then you magically show up, and it's like the magic that didn't happen with these 2 episodes. So
you're lucky charms. You're magically delicious. There's my Irish accent.
It was like my computer was just looking at me and like not wanting to turn on, and it was going hee.
Yeah,
that's okay. That's what my audio was doing earlier.
Yeah,
and then my computer was going, "Oh no, I don't talk to the microphone."
Daisy, you didn't like my Irish accent? My leprechaun? Top of the day morning, y'all.
Oh, dear
not
God.
Top of the day. No, God, yes, please do stop, sir.
Yeah, we're just kidding, Dadman, but seriously, I've been in Ireland, and no. No.
Yeah, and you are you are correct. I would not
okay.
take the title of queen. That would be inappropriate.
Exactly. Well,
and by the
so
way,
Duchess is fine.
JT, I got your tittering laugh joke, which is one of the most annoying bloody things about these 2 episodes.
I knew it.
What do titterings have to do with anything?
ODX. That bloody.
What is titterings? I'm learning a new word tonight.
It's a word. The word is tittering. The laughter sound he was making.
Oh, that's a word. Wow.
Get your mind out of the gutter, sir.
Miss, I wasn't thinking that. I just had never heard of titterings. I've heard of chatterlings and chitterlings, but
it's a Scrabble word, Dadman. It's a Scrabble word.
Yes. Okay. Well, good. All right. So as I am, y'all are so funny. I'm going to try to put this tweet out here again.
Oh,
so
in the British version
ahead.
For those that need it.
Oh no. JT, we can't hear you.
Captain?
No.
Oh,
Come
no,
back.
we lost him. Oh, no.
You can't hear me?
Oh, no.
There you are.
Yes.
Okay. That was
You're
weird.
Yeah.
ODX zapped you.
Yes.
Yes, he did. He was
say,
like, don't you dare.
The English and the American dictionaries in there, so everybody can understand what it means.
Yes, precisely.
Yes.
Oh dear God.
I love all of my British Commonwealth friends and viewers and all out there, whether you're in the England and London itself, or you're in the outskirts like Australia, the Titicaca thing, or the archipelago.
Outskirts of
What?
okay.
Titicaca. That's actually a real place. But
Yes,
yeah.
I know.
Well,
but
it
what do you-
is. Yes, it is.
Archipelago or Antipodes, or
Antipodes.
Archipelago.
Archipelago and Antipodes.
But Hungary's said something about Antipodes, like Greek literature or something.
Yeah,
Antipodes.
Dadman, recommendation for your own
Yeah.
survival. Don't say all these Greek words in front of Raquel the way that you're pronouncing.
Oh dear
Yes,
God.
yeah. Please
Okay.
don't.
You will get shin kicks in there.
Oh dear God.
I'm cool. I like shin kicks.
Love her.
double
Love
down.
her. You were just how shall I say this? Slightly mispronouncing everything.
Slightly, but
Yeah.
since we're
Slightly.
talking about shin kicks,
But
and we're going to be
Hungary,
dealing
what about
with
Antipodeans? It's that dadgum word I can't pronounce. Antipodeans for you Australians.
Antipodeans.
Antipodeans.
Yes, you got it perfectly. See?
Okay, thank you.
Unlike the screenwriters for these episodes. But yes.
Well,
They had screenwriters, really?
Yeah.
Well, let me
Ugh.
just branch
Ugh.
off for just a second, a little bit. Mrs.
We gotta
and I-
say hi to the
and I'll say hi to the chat. I'm gonna make them. They want me so badly they're gonna have to wait. I'm sorry. No, I don't. I'm really in a weird mood tonight, and I'm sorry.
That's actually a good in joke considering
Yeah.
the episodes and what
Yeah.
what
I'm trying to
Scott's
make
dad
them want
was
something
doing.
because
Oh,
these
God.
episodes tonight are just. But hey,
Oh,
the missus and I had good popcorn and a
hello,
good
Lady
set,
V. Hello,
a good
everybody.
night at the
Yeah,
movies
Melissa.
last night. We went and saw Ghostbusters: Frozen Kingdom. Now I'm not going to spoil it and say a lot for y'all, but what I will tell you is the missus and I will be probably watching that movie again, if not tonight, maybe tomorrow, and then we'll probably go back. We got Afterlife, so we're going to watch that, then go back and catch Frozen Kingdom again, and then come back and hopefully do a review or something. So that's our
We're
plan
going to
to
see
do
it on Tuesday.
You're going to see it on Tuesday. Yes.
Mhm.
All right. Well, that's cool. Well, like I say, if you, we'll try to stay spoiler free if we do anything. But to me, Ghostbusters is like Star Wars. If you hadn't seen it in the first 3 or 4 days,
Oh,
you
yeah,
got it.
fine.
Yeah,
There's no worries.
yeah,
I have the general idea.
yeah. So, all right. But hey, let's talk to this glorious chat now that they win. 10 people are watching us. We're on Twitch side. We are on YouTube. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Bring your other cats, neighbors, dogs, drunks, and everybody else in. Let's get to 700. But even more so, Mrs. Put your link in the chat. Get Mrs. 6 more links to get her to 200 very, very soon. So let us start off this glorious, great panel that so desperately wants to hear me and see me tonight. And you know what? You make my day, night, morning, and whatever, that I want to quit my job just to be here with you guys 24/7 all times a day. Of course, Mrs. Dadman would run screaming out this door, but it's Storner Poopus Cooper. Hello, humans and other critters. How are you, sir?
Hello.
Dave C, guys, the eyeballs, the blue eyeballs. Dave C, we will not be meeting next Friday night. I'm going to be out of town. Oh, he's Lopan, right? Or Lojack.
Lopan, yes,
Right,
you
Lopan,
got it
okay.
right first time.
Okay,
Very well
Lopan.
said. Good.
Well, Dave
Lopan.
C, in 2 weeks on
Yeah.
April 5th, and then on April 12th, Daisy Blossom will not be with us either. Dave C is scheduled to be our fill-in guest those 2 weeks. So there you know, Dave C. Corey Cochran, hello to you. Phantom Outsider, hello, how are you doing? Who came when I was over on Admiral Teagues, gave a good different description of the difference between Buck Rogers, Gil Gerard, and William Shatner, whose birthday is today. Happy 93rd birthday to Bill Shatner, as Captain Kirk. Let's see. Daisy Blossom is almost ready. She's also on the Twitch side. And Emily
Hello.
Gangadine and Sammy the Golden.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
That's what she said. Hello,
Hello.
friends.
Hello. All right.
Emily,
Okay.
Emily,
You got a good
Emily,
accent
Ozzy-
there, JT.
Yeah, it was British, not Australian, but it still works. I mean, so oi, 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 Aussie, 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 oi, 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 Emily, yes. So yeah, absolutely.
I thought that was German because I go to Epcot and they oi, oi, oi. The polka. Oi,
I thought that
oi.
was girls jumping on trampolines, but maybe that's from a younger generation. The Man Show.
Oh, God.
no. This
I
was-
remember
I'll
that.
let you look
That's
it
it.
up on your own time.
It was at
No.
Epcot. They had something at Epcot with the German beer garden. Mrs. could remember that, but anyway,
I'm champing at the
Mrs.
bit to
speaking of
get
that,
started.
I know we are.
Champing at
We're
the
good
bit.
to hear Mrs. and said hello to Mrs. Ruff Snort. Daisy waves the cat paw. Dave sees Helen. Do you hungry? I just make sure I don't miss
Dave.
it.
Hello.
Emily says hello to you, Australia mate.
100%.
Let's see where we're going. I saw other people. Snort Poops, Dadman is such a master of dialects and accents. Really shakes his head in dismay. Oh, Snort Poops, you know you like these accents. So there you go.
Dadman,
Titter,
parlez-vous
that's
français?
comment allez-vous, mademoiselle?
That's a song, but you know.
Hey, JT, don't you mean parlez-vous francaise?
No,
Yeah.
yes, there we go. Donde está el baño? Okay, donde está el baño?
Down the hallway and to the right.
Daisy knows Spanish. All right, and here she is, Lady V Elements. Woo! Come in with the party hat.
All right.
All right, good to see you, Lady V. Hey, Dadman is scary today. What?
Dadman, I'm looking at our audience. I think we've been after the wrong crowd the whole time. We've got dogs, cats, polar bears.
Oh,
We
Mrs.
should
is
just tell
leaving me.
everybody to send their pets for the views because
I know.
we are quite popular.
I
exactly.
have put the message out
Oh, good.
Exactly.
to the non-human life forms.
All right, there you go, Mr. Well, we got a resident alien, Mr. Angels, usually here, and Emily's saying, "Damn, Dadman is feisty tonight." The missus already said she's leaving me, so I'm scary. And let's see, bye, Dadman. So, there he is, Edge of Time. Good to see you. And saw you over there earlier at Teague. Wow, good to see you again. So. Oh yes,
welcome.
Yes, Snort won't leave. He just threatens that, but yeah, he won't leave you alone. All right, so let's get through there. Yep. All right, Lady V again. Hello, saying hi. Where we go, Dave C. Okay, we've got through the chat. We got 11 people here watching, 10 on YouTube. We have got 1 or 2 over. Let's see, not 10 on YouTube, 1 on Twitch. Make sure you follow us on the Twitch side. Subscribe to us. We hit 605 again tonight. So thank you for our new sub who I've not checked Twitter or YouTube yet to see. So, all right, here we go. What these panelists, folks? We're going to be honest and talk about whatever else. Hopefully, you're familiar with the show. If not, just sit back, relax, and enjoy our comedic genius. And I don't know, I might just get so tired I let these 3 handle it, and I might just run down the street.
And let us put it out there, Dadman. We all love this show. So don't let what we're about to say. Because even though we haven't talked about what we're all going to say, I know it's not going to be kind. So
alternative factor and the children. Alternative factor and the children shall lead. You guys know what I mean by that. So
I have no
just
clue.
Because we didn't like. Just because we have things to say about these 2 episodes does not mean that we don't like Buck Rogers.
Yes.
Well, I will say, though, at least we didn't have another Gary Coleman retrospective.
Oh, God, please, yes, thank you.
I would welcome it.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
We'll see.
Yes,
that might have worked in this one.
Oy vey. Dadman, no hablo de frankency.
So nice one.
All right.
Can I just start out with an overall complaint? And
hold on, let me do what I normally do. I'm going to introduce both episodes together. I'm going to do
right.
information and stuff like that. Oh God,
I mean, it's just because we're on a slightly limited.
But Hunky, did you put the paper down in Hawk's cage?
That's what that smell was for an hour and 45 minutes.
Well, how does he go to the bathroom in that suit?
Birds are so messy.
Yeah, they are.
We had one. They are so messy.
Ugh,
they taste good.
Yes.
The bigger question is, how the Zircanians eat? What, do their necks seal, unseal, reseal?
See. Well, hold on. Well, we will see very soon.
Bondo.
I have thoughts.
These are episodes 27, 28 overall, 2.3, 2.4, a 2-part episode that was made into 2 parts in syndication. Both combined form what is called Journey to Oasis. when we're done, we might have other words that we can call this thing, but we'll stay with it for now. Daniel Haller was the writer, the director. Robert and Esther Mitchell were the writers.
And his wife.
Yep, Robert and Esther. And first aired January 22nd, 1981, episode number 55904. Well, I'm going to edit this slightly because I don't want to spoil your thunder on what's coming up. While delivering a mysterious ambassador to peace talks at the neutral city of Oasis, Buck's shuttle encounters a magnetic storm and crashes. Buck and Hawk must then escort the ambassador to the city on foot, with Colonel Deering and Dr. Goodfellow in tow. But the way is dangerous, and only the riddles of a mysterious little blue-skinned alien may be the key of reaching the city alive.
You mean the blue Cree gorilla child? Yes. To use a geek joke.
I wouldn't even call them blue child. Yes, Dave C. put it here. Where a Smurf and a leprechaun had a child. That episode. Me lucky charms.
And a Dr. Zayas match.
When Daisy's on me tonight, man, that's bad. But hey, Buck also battles his feelings for Wilma when he learns the ambassador was a former love interest of hers, and in his return rekindles her affections. Ooh, he can remove his head.
Are you reading that from the IMDb?
Yeah, I am.
They're inaccurate. That's not kind of what happened in the episode.
That is what I saw. That is what I saw. She had a little excitement there, looking into his eyes. She was into him all the time.
Did she?
I thought she did, especially near the end. I thought she did.
This is gonna be fun tonight, guys. I think we're seeing different episodes at the same time.
I thought she was losing her shit for him, excuse the phrase, because I thought Buck's sitting in there like, I'm a third wheel, I'm not used to being upstaged by some guy that can remove his head. But anyway.
Well, there is that. I see that from your perspective, but the thing that is one of the huge deficiencies in these two episodes is that this is not the Wilma Deering that we've seen. She's got no agency. She's got no spice. She's like on Prozac. She's depressed throughout the entire two episodes.
And we'll get into that. Yes. Ambassador Neutral Planet, haven't I heard of that plot somewhere before?
Mm-hmm.
Is that is that the last Star Trek movie with Spock and all them, where they come back and the big peace conference and then they found out the Klingons were anyway.
More than that. But
it's the one that had Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now, Mannequin Lady, Kim Cattrall in it, right?
Guys, you help Dadman out here. I can't.
What?
Let's keep reading the IMDb. IMDb.
Please save us. IMDb, please save us.
All right. Well, Stunning comes today to who has the doomy eyes. Well, the little leprechaun we're going to show you probably does so.
None of them had doomy shoes. Oh, sorry. Did I say that out loud?
At a time, Smurfette was originally a brunette created by Gargamel. It begs some serious.
My head hurts
already.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. I'll shush.
Blow through this.
The worst part about this, it was a two-parter for me.
Right. Yes.
So I didn't have a break where I could listen to the theme song and remember a good Buck episode for a couple minutes. And anyway.
Well, I'm going to do this one. I know Mrs. is lurking. I know we got great people. Corey Cochran, shield your eyes. Lady V Elements, wait till you see this. Stunning, you want eyes? We're about to show you eyes. So, okay. Sora Poopus, running high. Dave C, you know what's coming already.
You need to finish the plot, man. We're never going to.
I did. I finished the plot. That's all I had.
Oh, okay.
That was all I had with it. Because I said, the hell with it. We've pitched the Leprechaun Smurf. Here we go, folks. Right here. Hungry Boy's favorite dude.
Oh, yeah. Love him to death. Oh, yeah. Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
He looked kind of like Uncle Ben from Dukes of Hazzard, just smaller and bluer.
Don't insult Dukes of Hazzard that way. But no, I mean, honestly, they are reusing so many things in this episode, and it drives me bloody crazy. Oh,
he said he looks like my next ex. Oh,
nice
gosh.
one, lady. Nice one, lady.
Oh, Stunning says, looks like the Guardians from Green Lantern. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
I like Snorter Poopus's IMDb. Idiotic morons delivering bullschwazzle.
Yes.
Bullschwazzle. Yep. So there you go. But hey, we got 12 people watching. But hey, this is the guy that we're coming back here with. Yes, definitely laugh. That's all he does in this episode, laugh.
Okay, JT and Daisy, were you not offended at what Mark Leonard had to go through in these 2 episodes? I mean, Spock, for God's
lemon pie.
sake.
Hi, lemon pie. Hello, Citrus. Hello, Citrus.
Very well done.
Was that the gentleman who played ODX?
No, that's the gentleman who played the ambassador.
Oh, I didn't like him.
Oh God!
So I didn't care what he had to do.
I saw him in other things, and I went, "Wow, this is not the actor I saw in other things."
Well,
right?
Stunning now says it's when Santa Claus joined the Blue Man Group.
He's a bit too short to be Santa Claus, but I like the sentiment.
Hello, Jedi Bill. How are you tonight?
Just to make this more painful, Mark Leonard was he was the guy who played Spock's father in TOS.
Yep.
Yes.
That's who Mark Leonard is.
That's why. Okay, thank you. Because I was thinking I liked him in that and other things. And in this, I was going, okay.
And hello, Caucasian Sasquatch. Good to see you tonight. So Mark Leonard would play which character? The laughing little blue guy or what?
The guy who takes his head off. He plays the guy who takes his head off.
All right,
these episodes.
Yeah, okay. Well, I got comments about that. I got comments about about Mr. Head removal, you know?
Yes.
So I love hearing you laugh.
Sounds
Daisy.
like something on the side of a van, you know,
right?
To head removal.
Oh, that's like a punk band from 1981. Absolutely, Daisy.
Yes.
Buddy, oh gosh, you guys in the chat are hilarious too. So now I don't have blue skin lady.
And hello, Citrus.
All right. So
chat's on fire.
Yeah, they are. You guys. Oh God, Dave C says the Blue Man Group kicked that dude out and stranded him on that planet. That's probably true. Because he's like, no, you're not. He's like a little smart-ass little troll. But hey. Yeah, if you... Anyway, that led me to another thing I was going to say. Okay, JT Kirk. All right.
Yes.
We're going to start off with you.
Oh.
Basically, folks, what you got with the synopsis was that they are on the searcher. They're rendezvousing. They meet up with the enemy guys. What is it again?
The ambassador.
The ambassador, and I'm trying to remember what the people are called, but they meet up. They go to the planet for the city, run into a cloud that knocks their shuttle power out. They end up crash. The shuttle gets sucked under the sand, and then it's just like a good buddy travel walk through the sand to find their way to where the neutral city is for the talks. But meanwhile, in space, we have the drama between the Earth forces and the ambassador's people.
The Zircanians.
Not to be confused with your cubic zirconia for $9.99 special tonight.
Well, they're worth as much, but yeah.
Oh gosh, yes, they did. But yeah, so
I can just.
She's saying that it was a homeless.
I can feel my vision leaving with this headache. Oh my goodness.
Well, hey, that's why we're going to rely on the chat. They're making great jokes. St. Patrick ain't the blueberry gum from Willy Wonka. Yes, and at the time, this is one of the things that we touched on in one of our first episodes when we started the series about the history with Flash Gordon. Hungry talked to us about that. And actually, we in season 1 had the appearance of Buster Crabbe as a pilot in one of the episodes. And he's like, I've been longer than you, Sonny. And it was like really, really cool to see that.
Yeah.
Back when this is a Bang Bang PP show. Okay, JT, help. Okay, let's release the pressure on your headache. Where do you want to start?
So
what is bothering you?
I wanted to redeem these episodes. I call it the episode because it was really just one story, and that's how I had the addition of it. I wanted to try and look at the attempt at doing something good here because it fell flatter than a piece of printer paper. Oh, geez. So at first you think, okay, this is going to go great. You know, the ambassador from this other culture that has a mixed history with humans, think maybe Romulans, Klingons, something like that, right? An alien species to the Earth or the Federation is going to get together and they're going to try to hash things out. They don't know a lot about each other. It actually reminds me of the Romulans quite a bit. So they set up this story and they then proceed to just not write it well at every single step of the way. One thing that you see to try to keep the audience in this is that there's fake conflict in the way, or people act in ways that don't necessarily make sense just to try to ratchet up the tension. There's this military that's just looking for an excuse to attack Earth. Why don't you just attack Earth? You have this big battle fleet. You can surprise attack them, knock them out, win right away. Why are you creating this whole pretext? Who are you trying to impress? We never hear. Is there a galactic UN that requires you to have a casus belli to go and attack Earth for something? No, we never get that. The Admiral Adama in this
Asimov.
Admiral Adama. I will not call him Asimov.
He
Glenn
said
Larson
it correctly.
rewrote Adama. I will anyway.
Yeah. Keep going, man.
They need to get rid of that stupid robot, the kettle belly robot.
Oh, Christ.
God, yes, please.
Yeah, delete him, please. Anyway, so at every stage, they trust each other less and less, and Admiral Adama has all these revelations about the potential motivation and trying to give him a strategic mindset. And all of it's not in service of anything other than to try to keep the audience involved and paying attention, because I think they know that what they have going on the planet's just that boring and stupid. But this whole negotiation, exploring, making peace, understanding one another, the secret of the detachable head, these types of things could make a Star Trek episode. They really could. And it shares from episodes here and there. You then have this other Star Trek episode where they crash land on a planet and unlikely characters have to work together. That's been done in TOS. It's been done in TNG. It's been done in Voyager and Enterprise. And I believe it's also been done in Deep Space Nine. Okay, so it's been done in every single Star Trek series before and after Buck Rogers here.
Ad nauseum. Okay. It's been done ad nauseum.
Yes, it's a common trope, but if done right, you can at least appreciate it and make a character story about it. What they did here, I don't know what this abomination was, but at no point was, and even what was it, FTX, BBC, I forget what he called himself.
ODX. The abomination, the oh God, keep going, man.
Overdone excrement, I think is what it stood for. Even that creature I could see in an episode of TOS. With the hokey kind of lightning bolts, screams, 1960s kind of stuff. I could see that. Why the giggle in there's so much. There's also I mean there's just so many points. I don't want to belabor it. We would go on scene by scene and probably take just as long as the episode dissecting it and saying, okay, this is what they could have done right. And they just did not do that. I also was very intrigued, but also slightly kind of just shaking my head. Why are you sending biological or genetic mistakes to a planet? Why are you expending that effort to do this? That was never explained. It never made any sense to me why you would choose to do that. Other than
plot armor, because they needed the excuse for ODX, who was a mutant.
And then all the Neanderthals that they put in there too.
Oh God, yeah.
So
the masks. Oh God, the masks.
Jeez. So just sitting at this, I'm like, each one of these could have been a Star Trek episode. But when you fail them all this bad, you don't think about what you're writing and how you're going to write it and how you want to keep, first and foremost, an audience engaged. I feel like they wrote this whole thing. Somebody said this is the most boring piece of crap I've ever seen. And then they might have changed it to try to keep you more interested. Okay. So with all that being said, I can't give this a good grade. Well, I know I'm skipping ahead of myself. I just can't do it. The highlight of this episode was the uniforms that they gave as dress uniforms. And the dress uniforms are like a direct copy paste of 18th century British Royal Navy officers' uniforms, with the exception of Wilma's. They put her in such tight, white, form-fitting pants that there was no way she could have even bent over in those things.
No, but she did. She actually did bend over, and for some reason, I guess the cameraman was a fan. They made sure that it was a little bit behind her at the time, and that's when she's looking at the rock. That Odious X, as I refer to him, Odious X, that he actually lifts telepathically. But they actually investigate Dr. Goodfellow, Professor Goodfellow, being trapped in the pit under the rock. And so there are moments where they're trying to get a little bit of that sexuality, visually speaking, back, but it doesn't work. None of this works. I mean, they're trying to do 10 things at once, and they're failing at every single thing that they try.
They must have had all power to the structural integrity fields then, because it was inappropriate, especially in the 1970s on TV. The last thing I will say before Dadman, I'd like to hand it off, is I hate this ambassador character, and I do not like the actor.
Really?
I do not like it. I don't think he put on a great acting performance, and I think he was probably 25 years too old for the role, or else the makeup was just that bad. There was no plausible way that I thought Wilma would ever fall for this guy. Right. So maybe that's the writing too, but I just thought he acted it like he was straight out of the 1950s. And no one was ever going to see his face, and they were on his face the whole time. So, maybe this was on the writers. Oh, we lost Hungry. We lost everybody else.
We lost everybody.
Sorry, I'm playing around. I'm giving you the floor because, dude, you're the guest of the night.
So, not only was this guy,
you're saying exactly what I thought the whole time.
Not only is this guy supposed to be an ambassador and be building trust with people, he can't even deal with the elephant in the room, where he's hidden this basic biological fact about himself from this woman that he purportedly loves, even though from the sound of it, they had like a weekend tryst. And now we're supposed to think that they were still infatuated with each other 20 years later. I call BS. But he seemed closer to her father's age, and Wilma does not seem like, even in her much mentally reduced state in season 2, like she would ever have any type of capacity towards this man.
You mean no daddy issues?
Charisma. Yeah, no. I never picked up on that.
Sorry, I'm letting JT finish because I want to talk to JT in a second about what he said.
Now, this ambassador was the stupid ending to a stupid story, and I'm going to skip all the way to the end. They figured out no way to get them out of this Tatooine planet. We'll just call it that. It was planet Tatooine. So what do? They just have him take his head off. Why didn't the dude take his head off right at the beginning and say, laughing creatures be gone, stupid idiots be gone, X, Y, and Z? Just, the only thing I could like about this guy was his costume, which looked like they did it in the day. Like the original costume they had for him didn't work. So we're just going to take this off the rack somewhere and maybe embroider a little bit of something on there, maybe stitch a little bit of leaf or whatever you call that to try to make the outfit look a little bit more elegant. But he wears a women's thing in his hair to try to make his perm look, a little more majestic.
It's 70s, the days of the perms in the 70s, 80s.
He has a woman's haircut. I'm sorry, that's what it is.
I know. Hey,
already, he's just pissed off at Buck for no reason. They automatically go competing male, and Buck has done nothing to deserve that. And the ambassador does nothing to respect Buck's lead, which I thought was stupid. Somebody that's an ambassador would know their role and allow people in a party to play to their strengths and play their part. So I was actually kind of hoping that boulder that they put on the original Doctor Who, the first Doctor, joining us. I wish that boulder would have been on the ambassador.
William Hartnell.
Yes, thank you.
The actor is called Alex Hyde White, who is just, give me a break on the cardigan.
I want JT to finish completely because I want to weigh in after JT. Go ahead.
And to that, why are you wearing, I really want to swear, why are you wearing a gee golly williker scarf and a cardigan on a desert planet? And you're an old guy. I mean, I know people, once they advance in years, like it a little warmer than the rest of us.
But it's a hot planet. It's like, see, this snort people said, please do not talk about the character giggling when he is clearly tittering. That's all I think that the old guy does is tittering the whole time. He's like, I walked off over here.
Maybe we should titter back at them.
I know, it's like,
I'm like, shut up.
But the old guy's like, oh, I might have destroyed the whole world. I might have walked us into danger. Oh my! I'm like, oh my gosh! And it's like everything. I think they were trying to be funny, but
leave him behind. Leave the idiot behind.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
But it's almost like you feel bad for the guy because he looks. Honestly, I kind of got mad at one point with this. It's one thing to do kind of humor, especially with people that are aged, but they made him look incompetent, I thought.
I thought he had dementia in this episode. Why do you have a dementia patient on your exploratory starship?
Holy crap.
I agree. On the planet, because he kept walking into traps. He kept falling on the ground. He kept getting captured. He's like, doesn't care, and everybody lets him do it. And he just stumbles into everything again. I really got mad at one point with that, JT.
Yeah.
Y'all sound great moaning about. Keep going.
Notice I haven't even talked about Papa Smurf this whole time, because by the time it gets to there, it's already so bad.
Yes.
But anyway, if you talk about the ambassador, just know that I think he should be demoted to barkeep. Well, actually, no, barkeep have a tough job. Let's see. I don't want to denigrate another profession with a demotion, but the fact that he was never honest with Wilma, and Buck was the better man, I was like, this is stupid, because a man this distinguished would just know how to talk to her and just say, oh, okay, sure, whatever. I did have one question. Sorry, I did have one question.
Let me go say real quick. Hello to Zachariah 315.
Hey,
good to see you. Good to see you tonight. And stunning. That would be good for Tuesday's subject, but good to see you, Zachariah. All right. Before you go to the last question for Hungry, I want to stop right here because JT, you're spot on with everything you said there. The things that you observed, and that was one of the points I wanted to make. I did not like the way they basically are making the old guy, the old Alex Hyde White's character,
yes,
like useless. I mean, and using the D word there, was honestly, I didn't even think about it like that, but I thought that they made him so out of it that he was endangering it, and it became annoying even just watching.
A nicer word is doddering rather than demented. Doddering.
Okay,
yeah.
so we change that from doddering instead of tittering. Got it.
I'm not so sure there weren't elements of both, but we won't argue over this.
But see, that's the thing is, I think that the writing too and everything else, it just was. I got mad because it was like, would y'all give this? If he's supposed to be this wise scientist, and so I'll give him some serious ability, because it's not the first episode. The time of the hawk, he did the same thing. Wilma, take me to the cave. Wilma, take me to the cave. All this other stuff, and then what happened? He kept getting lost. He got attracted by spiders. You know, it was one thing after another, putting them in constant danger. You know, he's the red shirt of the mission without being a red shirt, essentially. So okay,
he's the comedy
that was my question for Hungry.
See,
actually,
the problem, the comedy relief is one thing, but they really made him so inept in a way that it lost the effect of the comedy, and it seems to be recurring episode to episode.
Daisy, yes,
I think in the hands of better writers,
yes,
what they were trying to get across was or is that he's a scientist, you know, and he wants to go study things. And the others sort of think of him as a senior gentleman, doddering, old, let's get lost type of person. And he was trying to be cheeky and play up to that so that he could, quote unquote, wander off and go do what he wanted. I do not believe the writers pulled that off at all well, but I believe that's what they were trying to do.
Okay.
I can accept that, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But JT, did you have a question for me?
Yeah, you're the resident. I forgot the name or the term for this, but the person that knows of all the poisonous things. In the scene where they're walking across this very well produced wooden rope bridge. Where the plank is wider than Buck's boots, but yet he still falls anyway. Are those snakes poisonous, or
no?
They're not from Australia. Okay.
Oh hell no, they're not from Australia. Hell no. Actually, it was illegal to. It was actually illegal to import Australian snakes to America at the time, so they can't be.
Okay. Okay.
And I have so many other problems with everything in the caves. Everything.
All right. All right.
Yep.
Well, let's hold off on that. We'll hold off on that for now, since you answered JT's question. Let's get what Daisy thought, and then we will get to you, Hungry, okay? And then we will let you unload mercilessly. But you do have a couple positives too, though, I think, Hungry, right?
Yes, I do. And there might be some disagreements about these, so it'll be entertaining. So please stay with us.
All right. So, Daisy, you have time to talk now, and then we'll throw it to Hungry.
Yes. Well, you can really see that the finances behind everything on this program has, like, they pulled the plug, but continued to do the program anyway. Backgrounds, reusing of outdoor things, hanging out on planet Arizona. Or Tatooine. It looked more like Arizona to us, but that's
sure.
Tatooine works too.
It was the Gorn area again, by the way, in the first episode, the first half.
When he was fighting with Hawk in the first episode, it was the same area, correct?
Yes. And that's that is listed in certain cited sources. But keep going, please.
Okay, so it's difficult. I'm not quite sure why they went ahead with the second season if this was what was on the offering. I can see that there were several ideas behind this that they were trying to get across. They did not do it well. The end, they just went, okay, and we're done. And okay, you had the equivalent of 2 episodes. And as Hungry said, back when this was aired, you had to wait a week for the second episode. And to have the second episode just, okay, this is how you solve the problem. It's all good. Oh, let's look in the distance to the city we're calling the Spires. There weren't any spires. And I'm like, you're going to talk big game about the city, and we're just going to look at this very bad, whatever
It was
kind
a
of
cardboard
CGI.
cutout.
There
Daisy.
we go.
It was a cardboard cutout.
It was very sad.
Snortpoop is saying that there's a universal constant. Every planet in the galaxy has an area that looks like the Vasquez rocks.
Correct.
Yeah, I know.
Snorty,
yes,
you.
they just cloned it. For every... Yeah, okay. Not my favorite episode, but as I said in the beginning, and for the people who are new, just because we don't like an episode or two doesn't mean that we don't overall like Buck Rogers. I still like Buck Rogers. I just have set myself up that the second season didn't have the finances, and some of the writers may or may not have had a good idea of what would work best. I also did very much love the dress uniforms for the Searcher.
The same ones from season 1, though, but
Yes,
True, but that kind of makes sense. Although, if you're going to make this a research vessel, I'm not sure whether you should use the exact same uniforms. But Star Trek technically is out there on a 5-year mission, to seek out new life and new civilizations, and yet it is an armed warship. So, yeah, I guess that's what they were going with. Yeah,
Okay.
not my favorite episode.
All
There
right.
were some cool things,
Mm-hmm.
but not my favorite episode.
All right.
well, before you conclude, Daisy, can you tell us a little bit about what you thought was cool in these 2 episodes, which for you was a 1-parter, unfortunately. But
Yeah, I didn't get where the 2 broke, because the DVD that I have, it makes it all one very long
Yeah,
episode.
that's what happened to me too.
Yes.
But what did you like? Were there any things that you did enjoy about the episode?
Okay, I was not a fan of ODX.
Yes.
However, I did think Hawks, he has a gorgeous smile and beautiful eyes. Excuse
Yes.
me. Okay. And you got to see his
Who,
smile.
this guy?
And this guy. What guy?
This guy's beautiful.
No.
Beautiful eyes. No. Okay, sorry.
That is beautiful. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's not doing it for me.
Felix Silla actually played this role.
I do have a question for Hungry. I'm sorry. Hungry, because you might know this. Was the actor playing ODX, was that a child in costume?
No, that was Felix Silla. Felix Silla played this role.
Who physically plays Tweaky. Mel Blanc beforehand did Tweaky's voice. And unfortunately, we have currently for the next episode or 2, we still have a replacement for Mel Blanc doing the voice. So, no, the voice actor for this character was separate to the physical actor.
Well, I got that. But I just...
Terrible voice acting.
So I thought the physical actor, because of the proportions, might actually be a child.
Yeah.
In the and of course the mouth didn't move on this thing at all well.
No.
I do not like the new voice of Tweaky. I am a huge fan of Tweaky. I understand why they did it. I get that, but the person they chose, no thank you. And I do not like the other robot. I don't find him funny.
Crichton, right.
I did like Lost in Space and
Dr. Smith and the robot.
Thank you. Yes, I like Dr. Smith and the robot, but this, I'm sorry, not my thing.
And yes, Mel does come back in a couple of eps. He does come back in a couple of eps. But you have to understand that he was he had been very medically put upon. He'd had a very bad accident, and so he was out of things for a while.
And I understand that. I mean, hey, we've had recently actors pass away, and what do? I still feel that there are enough very good voice actors, and there were back in the 70s, that could have pulled off a better transition in the voice. It's too starkly different.
Agreed.
And it changes the personality of Tweaky completely.
Well, it goes from that. It goes from that, and I've been joking about it, but I am serious. It goes from this deep, mature voice to like a prepubescent teenage boy. It's not even close to what it was. I mean,
and that is a big problem. A big problem I have with ODX, and this is something that has bothered me ever since I was a child. When somebody who is clearly an adult is acting in a very juvenile or childish manner, and I honestly I find it very disturbing.
Yes, and because he's supposed to be like what,
400 years old.
400 years old. Yes. Yeah, unless he's lost his mind on this planet, which they didn't. If that's what they were trying to go for, again, the writers missed their mark.
Because I agree with that 100%. Yes.
You could, again, in the hands of really competent writers, you can pull that off. This is a 400-year-old entity who's been stuck on this planet, Planet of the Apes people, and he's lost his mind. But this just acted like, I'm a little child. And I'm like, oh, shush.
Yeah, what did you think about the laughing in the voice when they're walking and you started hearing the voice laughing out there?
I wanted to do please shush.
That's far nicer than what went through my head. Yes.
I believe I did watch this with both my husband and my son. And my husband was like, so in 1981, when this was released, my husband was in the U.S. Navy, but he does remember this. And he goes, oh, yeah, that's why I stopped watching this. And I went, no, hon, this is season 2. You probably saw season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he did say something unrepeatable about the giggling and laughing.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Well, Snort said Crichton was the result of trying to combine the looks of an oversized coffee pot with a person of a crabby librarian.
Yep.
Now, Lady V says though that it also goes both ways. Equally disturbing when they give children adult-like roles.
Oh yes. Yeah.
And honestly, to me, that's where I have more of a problem, because some of the more modern movies and stuff where they got teenagers and like adult compromising situations, I can't. I have to walk away and not deal with some of those.
David Lynch's version of Dune.
Oh God!
I'm sorry. If you've seen it,
I know where you're going. I know where you're going.
I'm terribly sorry. Just mute me. It's cool.
No.
Alia is she, because of the story, she became basically had the intelligence and past of all of the Bene Gesserit mothers. And so she's an adult at birth. So in that, they did have a child. I believe she was 5 or 6. And she had to act as if she were an adult. And it is creepy. And I understand why they did it, but it's kind of creepy.
But it was the voiceover.
Yes.
In that 84 version, that was so I hate to use the word, and I'm generally not this judgmental as you and Dadman and JT know. I actually found it disgusting, even when I saw the film when I was a teenager, where she goes, he is my brother. And it's an adult actress doing a voiceover for this child and doing it in this quasi-sexual way. And that's why I don't like David Lynch films very much, because he always has to bring in the sleazy undertone to it. And he actually did a very inaccurate version physically of Baron Harkonnen. Very physically inaccurate. Baron Harkonnen does not have huge leprous boils all over his skin. And it's not according to the book, at least. And
I'm sorry. Ain't no passing phrase.
I didn't mean to upset you thus.
Oh, God. No,
I started trying to spoof off a Disney song on him, but hey.
No, it's okay. It's all right. But you guys keep talking. I just have to recover from remembering that scene, Daisy.
I'm terrible. I'm sorry. It was just an example. It was just an example. I'm sorry.
Daisy, you got anything else? So we won't go and let Hungry run wild with him. We'll see. I'm curious to see where we're going to debate and disagree and also. Daisy, anything else?
I had a lot of trouble with the sets, but we can get into that.
Well, yeah, because they look cheap.
I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they look cheap. You guys were bringing up the ambassador and Wilma. And I believe they had said that only 7 years had passed since they last met one another. So, at any rate, the age difference between the two of them, if you want to have a woman of Wilma Deering's age fall in love with a gentleman who is much older, you need to portray the older gentleman as much more overwhelmingly intelligent about, some sort of, I don't mean genius, but sort of, they have to be very, very learned about something that Wilma would be interested in, such as they were a professor or whatever. They also have to be much more suave and less to the point and in your face.
Oh, yeah.
It's very... Most people, either way, don't pick someone who's that much older than they are, unless there's an incredibly good reason. And I don't believe they pulled off the very good reason to me. He didn't seem like they had anything in common.
Yeah,
exactly.
What was intellectually magnetic?
Let me jump in here. Let me jump in here, because JT said that earlier. Yeah. This guy was a jerk.
Yeah,
he had no personality. He looked like a freaking weird hairstyle. He had no personality. Why would she be attracted to him? And she looked like a puppy dog lost in when he was around then. And it's like she said, forget Buck, and even Buck's acting like, oh, this is awkward. I'm supposed to be the stud here. And this guy, it was nothing to be stud about. I know it was 1980, but still, he had a perm that was weird, and that it's just, I didn't like this character. And I think that what like I said, JT really summarized it up. This guy was not inspiring. He was ugly. He was plain. There was just, to be this big, important person, he just was like, and JT, if I misquoted you, please correct me. But
no.
No,
you're right.
This guy was useless. Damn, get Tom Selleck or something. Get Jack Palance to be your lead. Somebody that's got some attitude, some spirit, some reason you would follow. I could see Wilma with an age difference sucking up to or being attracted to Jack Palance as that character, not this guy. Nope. This guy was cold, aloof, like, It's like he didn't love you. The way he acted, there was not real love. Like supposedly they were communicating together.
Well, no. To be fair,
the way he acted, but
he said he loved her, and she said yes, and I was infatuated with you. She actually did draw a disparity in that.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she made a distinction.
I love you, and she said, "I know."
No,
and then he was over to carbonite. Anyway.
Yeah, they put him in carbonite. We all said, "Hallelujah."
Corey, I'll save this till the end in case we have time.
So I wanted to, Daisy, if you don't mind for a moment here, you did bring up something I had in my notes while we're here. They said that they had last seen each other.
Lady V agrees with us. Lady V does.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Lady V does agree that the weird perm tells us everything, JT. So
and that was a wig. It was a wig, by the way. It was a wig.
All right, now go ahead. Sorry,
so,
JT.
We are told by Ambassador Duveau, thank you, that they had seen each other 7 years ago, and she was but a wee junior lieutenant. So if you're going to take this, she would have had to become a first lieutenant, a captain, a major, a lieutenant colonel, and then Colonel Wilma Deering. In 7 years, she would have had to been promoted 5 times.
Wow.
Now, impressive.
We all love Wilma.
Impressive.
We all love Wilma.
It's Wilma. She can do it, man. She can do it.
But you know what? I will tell you the biggest thing in this episode, to talk about him, I lost all respect for Wilma in this episode.
Oh God, yes.
This whole season, they turned her into not the strong fighter in the first episode. She's always the puppy dog chase and she's not the same character. She just seems
that's
different.
In my notes, man. She was on Prozac. She was on Prozac for the entire. I'm joking, but I mean, she seemed depressed. She seemed downtrodden. She was weepy, waily. She had tears in her eyes.
Well, very moody with Buck. And good night, Snortopoopas, by the way.
Nighty-o, Snorty.
Good night, Snorty. Can I say something to JT?
Yes.
So the other thing, when he was speaking of her and saying that she was this, I forget the rank you said. I'm sorry.
She started out as a junior lieutenant, according to him.
Junior lieutenant. Okay, so he said she was a junior lieutenant. He also said she was little more than a child in it. And okay, there's an age difference, and if you've noticed that, and the reason you're into her is you took her to the ball and he was the envy of everyone. I'm sorry, that's a tad creepy. I'm sorry. It is.
It's a guy that's an alien who is an ambassador and his tastes a little too young for his age. He's basically the precursor of Neelix from Star Trek Voyager.
I only watched Voyager for very brief time, and
not going there.
The whole concept of we have to make it home is just not interesting to me.
Well, let me break in and say a big thank you. I've not seen them in our chat, so maybe they're lurking. But hey, a new subscriber an hour ago, Alabama Hellbilly.
Hello.
Oh, welcome.
We hope you're still here. Yeah,
I have heard of the name. Yes.
I was over on Teague's show before, but I just wanted to say a shout out since I did get a notification on one. We have a second that I do not know, but hey, all right. Shall we continue? Are we ready for Hungry to take off, or Daisy? Did you have more questions?
No, I'm good. Go ahead, Hungry. Let him have it. I mean, it's your turn.
All right, Hungry.
All right. This is probably going to be the meanest I've ever been about this series, and I'm being honest, I will apologize for that, but there are so many things that just really aggravate me about these two episodes. And number one is the amount of cheapness plus rip-offs that Glenn, and we know Glenn is a rip-off artist, that's okay, but there, as my mother used to say, there's a limit. There's a limit. And so there were elements of this that were ripping off Lost in Space. But then you have what was taking off at the time. You had the Dungeons and Dragons trend at the time. And this is like a bad basic set, not even advanced set, basic set Dungeons and Dragons quest adventure where nothing interesting happens. Nothing. And you have these incredibly uninteresting challenges and traps. I mean, Daisy brought up the budget. Okay, let's talk about invisible walls in a cave for a moment.
Why? But they're not there, Hungry. You can't talk about something that's not there.
They were all doing the mime thing against the wall, pushing in different depths. It was funny.
Oh, yes, it was terrible. And then we have Wilma, who has been one of the greatest Starfighter command pilots, who is now relegated to being hypnotized by the doddering old fool in order to walk through something that isn't there and pull the lever.
I thought that only worked on the weak-minded.
Here's the other thing.
The best fighter pilot in the galaxy and a good friend, and you do this to her? Really? Well, I guess because they were being sexist and they had the woman do it. I mean, that's what I got away with it. Sorry, Daisy. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Yeah, I agree with you. They got the woman to do it. And he has her look at the flame, which is theoretically going away because they're sucking the air out. Right. And then I'm going, why don't you if you're going to do that, have her look at something else. And then the flame got bigger when she was supposed to be being hypnotized, which was also.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
But, I mean, then then you have other incredibly cheap ass moments, and JT won't know this because he, as we've already admitted, he's a little bit younger than me. I mean,
nonsense.
To be honest, honestly, just so the chat knows, he's young. If I had a son, he'd be young enough to be my son. All right, so I'm
mine as well.
Right, precisely. So JT did not grow up with certain sci-fi magazines and monster movie magazines that I grew up with.
Sadly,
but I did grow up with them, and I saw the advertisements for certain masks that would cost $29.95, very expensive in 1978 to 80. That's the equivalent of $140 today, and these masks were actually used in this episode. The heads on the poles are actually just retrofitted masks that you could get through mail order. And that
you're kidding me.
No, I'm not.
They
lying.
looked horrible. Yeah.
I mean, they looked pretty bad, but that's
cheap. That's cheap. Yeah. And Daisy will remember this, and possibly Dadman. Okay, JT, again, you're too young. But right after Star Wars, there were a lot of rip-off toys that came out, and there was what was called a laser sword, which was the rip-off of a lightsaber, but they had to change it. And that is, you know what I'm talking about.
Talking about the Sith in the
Darth
cave?
Vader? The Darth Vader moment?
I'm going to make fun of his name because it was terrible in the show. That is what Esther Haagen-Dazs was using.
Do not insult ice cream, sir.
No, Haagen-Dazs is great. Esther Haagen-Dazs was horrible. But see, then this goes into the ripoff of Lost in Space, because the guy who was doing the voice of Esther Haagen-Dazs actually had been on three episodes of Lost in Space. And he's a very famous voiceover actor. He actually did more than 20 trailers for Roger Corman. And he's been in a lot of things. And so you think, okay, this is a bit Lost in Space. Am I mistaking this as a ripoff? And then you see a Lost in Space actor has actually been hired to do the voice. And you think, Glenn, baby doll. Yep. There's shame, and then there's shameless. Shameless, Glenn. Absolutely shameless.
Good to see you, Simply Steve. Good to see you, Simply Steve. Yeah, sounds like a glowy Darth Vader. Yeah, it's that sword was interesting, I will say.
Oh my God. And then when the little blue dude, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was going to say, when the little blue dude decided to pick it up, and then he held the hilt, and then he grabbed the saber part, the light saber part of it, walked over holding it, and I'm going, well, then how could it cut anything if you're holding on to what's supposed to be the sword part of it? It should do the same thing it did to your head, only probably take your hand off.
And let's not forget the fact that the guy is blue, and yet he's got dark red blood. I mean, biologically, that's not going to work. That's just not going to work.
I wouldn't think so.
And Gil
Thank
Gerard,
you, Simply Steve.
Gil Gerard looks so tired and depressed in this episode. And sounded
the one scene. Yeah, the one season was like the one scene where he was like disgruntled. I mean, he was the third wheel when Wilma's getting self-satisfaction looking at the guy. I mean, she was looking at him like she wanted to just eat him up, and he's just standing there unemotional, just like and Gil Gerard's like, oh, what am I here for? So he's definitely the third wheel on a date. So no, it really, I didn't. Yeah, I agree with you on that assessment. You know, you could tell that.
Also, and I apologize to you, Dadman, because you haven't seen a whole bunch of the nerd geek crap that I have. And I'm a repository for crap. All right. I just admit that.
Aren't we all repositories for crap? The thing is, you might need a laxative every once in a while to help, but hey.
I'm the Metamucil, baby. I'm the Metamucil. But
Alrighty.
But the thing is,
moving on.
No. But just to bring up something that I looked at as a positive, and if anyone here wants to debate this with me, no problem. But although it was a ripoff of one of my favorite films of all time, a Ray Harryhausen film called Golden Voyage of Sinbad, the moment where Ambassador DeVoe actually takes the risk of turning off Wilma and lift his head off his neck and scare the troglodytes, and that's what I'm going to call them because that's what they really were.
It works.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, now that was great, but that comes from Golden Voyage of Sinbad in 1973, which was 7 years beforehand.
But, okay, the damn problem I had with him pulling his head off was like, it's like, I'm a god. Listen to your god. Everything's down and for him. And I'm like, dude, if you're some kind of god, why couldn't you get the old man out of the hole?
Why didn't you do that at the beginning?
Yeah, why didn't you pull the spaceship up out of the ground? I mean, can't you telepathically communicate with your own people if you're a god or have some kind of power like this? It was like it was an overtop reveal of the guy. I mean, having his power is one thing, but they made him so like fearsome and all this stuff. But it's like, well, he could have pulled the old guy out of the ditch.
Yeah, but then that they're trying, and this is when Daisy was talking earlier about what they're trying to do, yet they fail, right? And Daisy was correct in that. And as I said, they're trying to do 10 things at once, and they're failing at all of them. You can't juggle too many balls, or you're going to drop all of them. The thing is that you have a situation where you have people who are trying to write something, but they don't have enough time, they don't have enough energy, and they don't have enough knowledge to do it correctly. And I think that was the situation here. And they're trying to do a character arc. They kept bringing up, Buck and DeVoe were, are you going to tell Wilma? Are you going to share this with her? Oh, Buck, I appreciate the fact that you did not tell Wilma. So this is their faltering attempt at a character arc and having a big payoff at the end. But I agree with everybody here. They didn't do it properly.
Yeah. All right.
Is that all right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, JT's fine. It's just, he was just pain trying to get his initial thoughts out, I think.
Yeah. It's kind of like one of these things where, well, I can't describe this, but it's when you haven't taken your Metamucil for a long time. You're just sitting there rocking back and forth. And then
you've been on bread and water for a week, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean historically.
Yeah, we can leave it there. We've all, unfortunately, anyway, it's just where I wish they had gone with this is they had never gone down to the planet for more than maybe 5 minutes. And maybe never gotten off the ship. And maybe getting out of that shuttlecraft would have been the whole story about them working together, because they would have saved a ton of money on extra sets, costumes. Well, they didn't spend hardly any money on but anyway, on sets, on extras.
Halloween masks, dude. Halloween
not had the old, not had Doctor, the first Doctor there, doing stupid crap. They could have really given the Admiral something to do, given Buck something to do, giving this sinking into the ground through quicksand and having like some kind of electrical thing, and made it kind of a tempest in a well, not a tempest in a teapot in that sense, but like a pressure cooker to see, and made him have to separate his body somehow. And Wilma could have seen him with a virtue, and really everyone else, all the humans could have seen this alien with a virtue of his separated body, maybe not sacrificing himself, but putting himself at great risk to try to rescue everyone. Do something like that, right? And that would have made a far, far better story. And I'm not saying because I made this up. No, I'm almost positive it's been done many times other places. But, sit there and think on it for another half day. Have an editor go through this and say,
Well, bear in mind, JT, that the two writers actually were people who worked on Charlie's Angels, not science fiction.
Yes,
oh, God.
I'm joking. You get it, Daisy. You know what I mean.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, let's keep moving ahead. Hungry. Now you've got your page of notes, so let's get through anything we've not covered yet.
Oh no, I've been rushing because we talked earlier, but I mean there are a few things I would like to just.
I know that's what I want to make sure. And Admiral Teaga's here. Hello, Admiral Teaga.
Ever on deck.
Now there were some good moments. We brought up the uniforms and the costumes on occasion. I mean, I don't like the ambassador's costume, but I did like the Zircanian officials on the ship, and I noticed and I also noticed that there were some good set designs on their ship. And I also did like the engine room of the Searcher, which we had not seen up until this point. So in terms of production value, I did really enjoy that. And I did enjoy the fact that the guy who plays Hawk was refusing to give in to the crapness of the script. He was going to do the best job he could possibly do.
Yes.
And I think he did it with body language. I think he did it with facial expressions and vocal tone. And he was completely invested in the part, no matter what anyone else thought. And I must give credit to a man for doing a good job in a bad gig.
Yep. I agree.
Guys, come on.
Yep. Nope. I agree.
Oh.
Okay. Well,
I was waiting.
I
was waiting for your next point.
I was waiting for the next point. Yeah.
You're so fluid with it.
Okay. I will make one more point, and I don't know if JT will get this, possibly, but for people of a certain age range, one thing I was upset about was that the way that Wilma was portrayed and Aaron Gray was portraying her felt much more appropriate to a character on Dynasty or Falcon Crest.
True.
I do not get the reference. Okay.
Do you know, did you see the TV or heard of the TV show Dallas? It was all three of those were nighttime soap operas. Designed prime time. Yes. Designed differently than the daytime soaps. So,
I've heard of it, have not watched it.
Like Who Shot JR and that kind of thing.
They're incredibly corny, JT, and it's all about pulling on the emotions, and it's like a daytime soap opera, but they're trying a little bit harder.
Yes.
And
so they're trying.
They have they have better sets and sometimes better actors, and they are trying.
Gotcha.
And they were shot on film versus being shot on videotape. And this is the last thing I'm going to say to lighten the mood, okay? We have Dr. Goodfellow, who is in the 25th century, and he's dressing like my granddad in 1978. And that is the equivalent of my neighbor deciding to dress like Henry VIII as he goes to work.
It was Mr. Rogers.
There you
go. He wanted to sing "It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood."
Yes, and it's centuries out of date. Centuries out of date.
Again, I know what they were trying. I know what they're trying to do, but it's just so annoying. It's so out of place, and the writers couldn't pull it off for what they're trying to do. And the costume is like, what is that nonsense?
It's not his costume. It's what he wore to work.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, okay, is that wardrobe from his own house? Is that why where this is what he wears, right?
Yeah, right. Honestly, when you got to that age, and I mean, we have to remember for people who are younger, when you were in your 70s in 1980, it's the equivalent of being like 95 now. Okay, so you are not putting on a tight, wacky science fiction costume like Dr. Hewer did. All right, you're not going to be putting in the same effort as season 1 because it's just too physically hard. And I get that, but I just can't accept the visual incongruity. I can't accept it. It's
So, am I doing William Hartnell a disservice by calling this dude that?
Yes, you are. But I love
yes.
it.
Yes, actually, you are. But it's okay. It's okay. We accept it.
Daisy
we know
and I
what
are old
you mean.
Who fans. We're old Doctor Who fans. Daisy and I have seen black and white episodes of Doctor Who, JT.
It looks like the Doctor from Unearthly Child. And even
yes,
the same the same troglodyte.
Yes, and to back you up, even though you don't know. See, here's the thing. Starlog magazine, Daisy knows what I mean.
Oh, yes.
Famous Monsters had actually in 1979 already done 2 Doctor Who specials. So it's not like Glenn Larson was not aware of Doctor Who. Let's not pretend.
Yeah. Right. Well, let's go ahead and move on. We got 13 people here tonight. We got 10 on the YouTube side. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. We're at 606 now. Thank y'all. Follow us on Twitch. We got 3 over there with that. Now, Hungry, I want you to finish up your points since everybody else has finished up their points.
Look, I'm just glad that Buck Rogers never tried to do a fake Dalek. Okay.
But they did a fake lightsaber scene, though.
Yes, and that pissed
me off. They did.
Awful scene at the end with the little blue guy and his laughter coming out of nowhere, supposedly fake dying, and all of a sudden, then he's just sitting there. Hey, I got a wand, and I'm going to wing it, and I'm going to saber, and I've got a thing, and I'm going to swing my sword around, and all this, and like musical conductor. And then Bug just like randomly throws a spear into the friggin' dark and kills the kind of thing.
It's actually worse, Dadman, because that was an actual toy sold in the department stores here in Australia, but also sold in Kmart in the United States. And they just retrofitted the toy.
We never saw the big threat. All we heard was a voice and a lightsaber. He was holding his saber out there like that and swinging it around. And it was like, what are we doing?
Maybe they got it on a blue light special. Come on.
Oh, nice.
Probably.
Well, yeah, the little blue guy got him this special, I'm sure.
And I don't really mean to bitch about these 2 episodes, which is, for you guys 1 episode, but I mean, for me, I have to be honest. When we were in the cave scene and we're going through the Esther Haagen-Dazs bullpucky, I nearly swore.
Yes, that's okay.
I mean, I would be watching 2 minutes and I need to take a break. And then I watch another 2 minutes. I was like, oh, this is terrible. I need to take another break. I've not done that with any other episodes in this series. It was just this. I love Dadman. I love this channel. I love you, Daisy. I love JT. I love talking about this. This was homework, not fun.
Yeah.
This was homework. But what y'all think about that ending, though? The ending battle against this doom, this imposing voice of death, and it was like, it was so anticlimactic. He just threw in a spear in the dark and magically hit the thing, and it died. I mean, what?
Well, and all the stupid riddles. So the reason he threw the spear into the dark was because of a riddle thing that the little blue dude said. Right. And I'm going, why can't you want this guy dead and you want to throw the lightsaber into the boiling oil pit. Why are you being so obtuse? Just say, throw the spear into the center of the dark and be done with it.
And also, Daisy, and I think you would agree with this, because as children, we would remember the wonderful riddles from The Hobbit, right? The original Hobbit. This is something that has bugged me for over half a century. Do not have a crux of your script rely on riddles when you cannot write a proper riddle. And the answers don't match up to the question.
Correct.
Oh! Yep. Oh! Oh God, I hate ODS.
At least he didn't say, what has he got in his pockets?
Yes! My precious! Oh God.
Hobbitses. We hate them. We hate them.
Yeah, fish. Fish is lovely.
Oh, that's damn good. Wow.
Oh my
Master.
God.
No, Master, no. Smeagol does not hate you. Smeagol loves you.
What was it? What does he say? Something about sneaky? Not sneaky.
I stepped away and came back to that voice. Well, that was something. Oh, well, hungry.
So that's probably the best
Potatoes.
impression I've ever heard.
Yeah,
of Gollum.
you did really good with that with Gollum.
Nice.
I only do 5 impressions. They're good. That's because I won't do ones I'm bad at. Unlike the writers of this episode.
I know. Well, do we have any more comments or thoughts about this episode?
Not me.
Okay, well, we haven't spoken yet about what was going on up in space. And the Searcher being this.
Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
The Searcher being a research vessel. And I forget the name of the aliens. The aliens. The alien ship, and then the alien ship then called in reinforcements because they could not contact their ambassador, and they believed that the humans had kidnapped him and did this on purpose. So all of that very much reminded me, again, being a child living through the 60s and 70s, of the Soviet Union and the United States, and the sneakiness that would go on with sending in ships that were supposed to be fishing trawlers or those kinds of things, and how then the aliens would perceive that as, oh yeah, they tell us it's a research ship, but we do not know if it is armed, and so therefore we're going to call in reinforcements. And that was very much from the time that this was made, because the United States and the Soviet Union were in a Cold War with one another.
And when we were kids, Daisy, Ronald Reagan said, Ronnie actually stated, and I actually saw this on the news. It actually broke in the middle of Battlestar Galactica, by the way, when it was being shown on television. No, I'm not kidding.
How dare he?
I know, it's that's funny.
Pissed me off. But then he said, if the and I'm paraphrasing, if the USSR, which is what we used to call it, does not cease their battle of aggression and cultural terror, it is my opinion that nuclear war will be inevitable. And that scared the crap out of me as a kid.
Well, he called them an evil empire. He insinuated that they in China were evil empires. So, and that was what was going on. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But to your point about the space part, that was one of the better parts of this episode. I thought the drama up there, the espionage between them, and and then even the Admiral became militaristic with he was going to set the Searcher up as a booby trap.
I wanted to ask you about that and everybody else. What did you guys think about that minor plot point?
I think it was very good. I think it showed that you got somebody in command that's being an adult up there. Trying to figure out a solution. They know that what the situation is, and they're making plans to deal with it. I thought it was one of the bright spots of this episode.
Well,
it actually gave me some respect for Admiral Asimov. Sorry, JT.
He did discuss that in the past.
Admiral Adama. Yes, I translated. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Of the two generals, I liked the alien one much better. I thought his acting and how he acted in the situation, and his I don't know whether it was his second in command, who handed him the paperwork that said, "Hey, you're gonna call in the reinforcements," and that sort of thing. I think his acting of the situation of being a man who, okay, I'm in the military and I will go to war if that's what needs to be, but maybe there's something else going on,
right?
And he did that better, I think, than the human admiral. But the human one did say, and I'm sorry, Chad, I've forgotten all of their names. He did say that he'd been in a battle in a quadrant, and that somebody blew up basically themselves and all the other ships, and that is sort of where he had gotten this idea. If this doesn't get settled, then the best that we can do is destroy our own ship, which will destroy the others.
Which they basically described as having the effect of a supernova. Now,
Correct.
the science of that, I'm not going to argue the science of that. That's just what the script said. That's the script.
Yes.
But it was interesting that he said that and was willing to do that to save Earth, because the attack was going to be on Earth, and the Zircanians were established as being very militant and very, very, not welcoming strangers, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
And I can understand that, and that's actually one little explanation for why people did not know that they could take their heads off. But that was apparently something all of them can do. They call themselves symbiotes. I mean,
yeah,
what?
I know the symbiote thing was like, excuse me. So the top half of you, the head part of you is one and the body is the other. How does the body see? How does the head do anything? I think you used the wrong word.
Well, like Simply Steve said, it was like the second season trying to be like Star Trek. And, you try to put those, JT responded, trying only do slightly better than Star Trek. STD, yay.
However, just to go back to what you and Daisy and JT were saying, I mean, I like the fact that the Admiral was doing that, but I do not recall him giving any order to warn the crew that they were all going to be blown up.
Right.
True.
No. But you don't tell them, you just do it. So.
No! Oh, wow, dude!
Wow.
You just do it. You just do it.
Not serving on your ship.
Well, you can't send everybody off in lifeboats, you know.
Kirk warned people. Kirk would warn the crew. Okay.
Yeah, when he said, he did.
All right. Well, let's do this. Then.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, Daisy.
Let's go ahead.
I got a slight delay here.
Do we have any other thoughts or points that anybody wants to make before we start to try to wrap up? Because Corey had a question earlier I'd like to try to spend a minute or two on. So let's go ahead and wrap this one up.
It's already given JT a headache. Let's keep going with other stuff.
Okay. All right. So, well, here. All right, JT. So on your normal scale of, just throw it out there, -4.
Oh gosh. This is like when you're watching a really bad movie in a movie theater and you have to go pee and you just leave instead of going back into the theater after. That's my rating.
Yep. All right. Hungry. Go ahead.
I have never given this rating on YouTube before. These 2 episodes for me are F-.
Wow. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
All right. Daisy Blossom, what do you say with this one?
Definitely F-, and if I could use the other letters of the alphabet, I would.
Whoa. Whoa. That's coming from our Royal Duchess. So, all right.
No, that's coming from a former teacher.
Right. I mean, we're not even. I mean, legally, you're not even allowed to give an F-, Daisy.
That is correct. You can't give an F-
Corey,
either. I mean, it doesn't show up.
Corey, I started. I'm coming back to it, so we're not closing yet. I just wanted to make sure we were done here, sort of on time, because we had about a plan of 90 minutes on this one. And
Teague, it's equal. Yeah. It's equal, Teague. It's equal. All right. It's equal.
No, I'm sorry. New Track can't be saved. It's different. It's worse. But hey, I did want to ask a question because there wasn't a comment that Dave C said earlier. The masks. There was that one scene with the masks. The one that you shared the picture with Hungry. Did you want to say something about that?
They were advertised in Famous Monsters of Filmland and also on in select issues, which was in Warren magazine, and select issues of Creepy magazine. And they were very easy to acquire and very easy to repaint and add a little bit of nude latex to. And I actually showed one of the masks that were used twice in this episode, twice on 2 different poles. And I showed that on Tweety, and
Yep.
that's just evidence that, yeah, I mean, Glenn, be cheap, but do not be destitute. And Daisy knows the difference.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
The other thing was they seemed to move like the people in first season when they were caught somewhere. They were caught in a desert that looked more like Tatooine, and those creepy people moved like these guys, as if they'd used the same stunt people to pull it off.
Right. And also, a lot of those masks were Monster from Campus. And it's a 1950s film that I know very well, and they did a mask of that. So I mean, there are so many things that Glenn A. Larson just messed up with on this episode.
They were awful.
Okay. This one, obviously, Hungry. I left something in the private chat.
Okay, sorry. I'm not seeing a private chat there.
Neither am I.
No, it went up a few. It went up the 3 before I had, so.
Oh no, the answer is yes.
Yeah,
the answer is yes.
Okay. All right. Well, let me do this. I say that this is a one bucket of popcorn. This thing was just like pointless. I mean, I thought Gary Coleman was bad. This one it had a plot. I could see where people kind of like with it, and I liked the thing that the space. I liked the Admiral. I liked what they tried to do, but it just was too much, too little. It just was not. It just was. Ugh. It's what it just was. I could not even get into it. I could barely finish the episode. So, but hey, we persevere and go forward. That's what we do. And if you liked it, great. Is,
you can love shrimp all you like. Every so often, you're going to get a bad shrimp, and you're going to be throwing up for a night. And it doesn't mean you stop loving shrimp. Even though I do not like shrimp, I like prawns. But there are just times where you're going to have a really bad experience with something that is normally delightful.
All right. Well, folks, that has it for episode 2.3 and 2.4, Journey to Oasis. Jeez, I keep getting stuck Uranus in my head for some stupid reason. And there's Lisa. Hello,
I don't know why
Lisa.
you've got my... Anyway.
Lisa! And of course, I say that right when I recognize Lisa!
Nicely done. That was good, dude.
Thank you. And the Geek and I's here. Hello, Geek and I. How are you tonight?
Oh, boy.
Beady. Yes, exactly. Now, I do want to take a second. We've finished our part of the show with this. We may be swirling in a few minutes, which will be another stream altogether. And I hope y'all come back for that, because we'll bounce around and do kind of... No, I would be ending the stream and telling everybody, go tonight, go home. Anyway. So I wonder if the miss is really lurking now. But hey, anyway, you guys are wonderful. I love you guys here. But Corey Cochran actually asked a great question earlier that I actually start here. If I can get to there you go. It is off topic. I have no clue. I cannot talk about this. I don't know. Who's John Harrison? Is he a Beatle? And what did he have to do with Dune?
That was George.
Okay, George. Are y'all familiar with this version of Dune?
I'm not.
With all apologies to Corey, I honestly don't know. I have no reference point for this.
Oh wow, JT.
Was that the TV
I was hoping
show?
everyone else would know.
Yeah.
I mean, this could be the attempt in the 1970s to do a
Mrs.
version of
listening,
Dune.
by the way.
Yeah. Nice one, Mrs. Nice one. I mean, this could be the 1970s version of Dune that never got off the ground.
William Hurt.
The William Hurt? John Harrison, William Hurt. I've heard of the name William Hurt at least, but I am so sorry, Corey. I am not cluing.
Wow. Hey, Corey, you win the prize for Stump the Panel tonight.
You stumped the panel.
Hey. All right.
Oh, so, you're referring to the Sci-Fi Dune series. Okay.
On TV.
Okay. Oh,
the TV series?
Yeah. Oh, Lisa's saying that is the series.
Okay. Again, I have heard of it, and I'm sorry, I didn't watch it.
I did.
Okay, go ahead.
It's 4.5 hours long.
Wow. Okay, so Daisy will understand this. When you read a book as important as Dune when you're 11 years old, your expectations get a little bit high. You know what I mean?
Yep, I do.
Yep.
And they had a fair amount of British actors that I thought. I mean, personally, I would say I liked that Baron Harkonnen the most, and I'm a person where if the villain sucks, I don't like it. And so if you have a great Baron Harkonnen, I will enjoy that version of Dune. And I think the Fade Rautha was better than the Lynch version. I despise Sting as Fade Rautha, by the way. I thought that was absolute stunt casting bullpucking.
No kidding. That's for us ladies. Hello.
Yeah, true. True.
Well, guess what? On the typical Dadman style of coming in as a smart aleck. So I guess William Hurt played Jared Leto as the Joker, correct?
What?
No, Leto.
No.
It's not.
That's generationally incorrect.
Well, Jared Leto was one of the Jokers, right? One of the famous, fabulous Jokers of all time.
Yeah.
Yes, but that's not what this is.
I know.
Oh, you're trying to be funny. I gotcha. Sorry. I missed the humor. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, you're good.
I
missed at least you made the connection. I don't know if Hungry knew it. At Duke Leto Atreides.
Leto Atreides.
Duke
versus
Leto
Leto Atrocity.
Okay, Dadman,
huh?
did you see the new version of Dune, the first part 1?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, you don't.
I'll be honest. Why I'm not interested in Dune is because Sting freaked me out as a teenager.
Gotcha. Okay.
And
well,
I was 14 years old, and I just wouldn't watch it. So
he's Paul's father.
Okay.
Duke Leto is Paul's father.
Okay.
The elder Atreides. The elder.
Correct, and he dies in the first movie of the new ones. The Lynch one that you saw with Sting, that was longer, and they condensed too much into one movie.
Oh, I didn't even watch it. I just kind of saw the commercials for it. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Then forget it. Won't help.
Sorry.
Nice one, Daisy.
Like I said, I was just being kind of trying to make a bad joke around there with that.
I gotcha.
No, Dadman, it was a good joke, but you have to understand, a lot of us have this book very dear to our heart. And so it's like with you and Ashoka, and sometimes it's too painful. It's just too painful.
Do you like the character Ahsoka from the Clone Wars, Dadman?
Where did that
I'm just asking.
Wow.
Oh, I thought he said Ashoka, and I thought he meant Ahsoka.
Well,
never mind.
I know. Well, in the new series, it's Ahsoka. But
shit's awful. Yeah, I don't know who that is, but that's not Ahsoka.
Well, I tell you, I liked when the kids were smaller when it first came out. I liked Ahsoka for the Clone Wars for what it was. I did. It's a fun character. It was new. It was vibrant. But I still agree with Lucas that the character should have died at Order 66, whether she was still a Jedi or not a Jedi, because she really just or even if she did survive, she'd not be so. I don't know. You don't make a series on her because she had her shot. She didn't finish as Jedi. She's what she was, and then I think she should have gone. I think because what they've done has made her much bigger than she should have ever been. But that's just my opinion.
Because the writer's in love with her.
But the Clone Wars, the cowboy hat's in love with her. That's what we all know. But as in the Clone Wars, yes, I thought she was a good character. I thought it was exciting. Kids liked it, and I thought it was a character that worked in. But once she left the Order, I mean, you don't make series on them. They don't want others that do. So
yes.
Yeah, like Admiral T saying,
yeah.
Order 66 now is the most failed military operation because now we're finding out how many people survived it. So,
Yep.
Exactly. And Lisa said in the new Dune, Leto was Poe from Star Wars.
Yes, he was. Same actor.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, don't ask me names.
I
I'm
see
horrible
his face.
with names.
Yeah.
Anyway. I do like that actor.
Exactly.
I do happen to like that actor.
All right. I don't. I think of a real name that might combine a real name and a real actor and a real character. So hey, all right. Well, we got 13 people here. Thank y'all very much for being here tonight. Yeah, Ray and Finn's third wheel was Poe. Exactly. So, and yeah, Rosario Dawson was a good actress. Folks, we can touch this on the squirrel stream. Hungry and I might go live in a minute. I need to double check with the missus what our plans are. Just make sure I didn't confuse her earlier. Got to keep her happy. But hey, folks, I will let you know what we're doing. Make sure you hit the notification sign up form. Join us in about 10. I'm going to be about 10 minutes around 11 o'clock if we go live, and come back. We'll have fun and we'll do stuff. We can explore Star Wars some and things like that, whatever y'all want to do. But we've done it for Buck Rogers. We're at an hour 45 minutes. Thank y'all for everything. So
and we put more time into this Buck Rogers sequence of episodes than the writers did, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. We can even try to find fix. We tried to
we gave it more thought than they did.
Well, and I'll tell you what, I think we were a lot more positive than we thought we were going to be about this episode.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, we were not
as brutal we were trying. We were polite and civil. Most of the time.
Well, JT got through his headache, though, at least, so.
Yes.
Barely.
So, all right. Barely. All right. Well, let me say good night to everybody here real quick. Let me do this on the typical standard outros. JT, can you put the Mrs. link in the chat for me real quick?
On it.
All right. Thank you. Because remember, every morning, Mrs. goes live at 10 a.m. in the morning for your daily dose of positivity. Only 6 more subs to get to 200. Let's get her to that mark. Mr. Angel fell asleep.
Oh,
Mr. Angel, you need to sleep. But Mr.
Aw.
Angel, we may be going live in a few minutes. Okay. Hungry and I, and maybe some others for a bit. So just be ready. I'll put it back on the Discord in a few minutes. Corey says that Dune needs to be a 10 to 20 episode show to do it right. So come back. If we do, if I decide to do a squirrel stream, we can throw this in a topic, hit this, a little bit of Star Wars if y'all would like. Okay. Bring your friends and neighbors. And like JT said, all the animals in the neighborhood, because we got them everywhere. So, and like I said, check out the Misses in the morning, 10 a.m. Had a really great build stream. She built London Big Ben, or excuse me, my Duchess lady. What is the building again? It's the tower.
Elizabeth Tower.
Elizabeth Tower.
Big Ben is the largest of the bells inside the tower. All of the bells have a name.
And Big Ben is not the clock.
No, that's just a clock.
Okay, I've
lived. One of the bells.
No, seriously. I just learned. I am 53, almost 54 years old. 53 and 3/4. This is the first moment I have ever heard Big Ben is the bell.
It's just one of the bells.
Well, it doesn't matter. I have spent 50 plus years thinking Big Ben was the clock. Wow.
Well, it is called that. I mean, because everyone else calls it that. But the whole building, the tower and everything that's Elizabeth Tower.
I know, but I just love learning these things. We got 14 people. Smash that like button, folks. Let me DJ play nice. We to you too. And hey, we may be going we may be coming back in a few minutes. I need to just double check on something and we will see what happens. But we almost made 2 hours, folks. How about that?
Yes. And we were thinking we were going to go for 60 minutes.
I did not think we had even 90 minutes in this. And we didn't chat around too much tonight, but we did some. Well, if we're going to go live again, folks. Yeah, go ahead, Daisy.
I am sorry. I did not mean to chastise you, Dadman.
Oh, when did you chastise me?
About the bell.
Daisy.
Oh, you didn't. I take it.
Okay.
I tell you what. I wish everybody'd scold me. If that's scolding,
Right.
I'd love to be scolded like that all the time. We got 60 people. Yeah, I like. Now I'm afraid when Lisa scolds me. Now when Lisa scolds me when we're playing Fortnite, or even the missus, wherever here, this is the closest I get to the missus. Those make me afraid. So, and if Lady V's still here, yeah, I could imagine those scare me. You can scold me anytime. That was nice. And
yeah, but Daisy, he is not going to want to be scolded by Annie Lennox.
No, dear God, no. Dear God, no.
Well, no, but she can sing to him.
I know.
She was not bad years later when she turned her hair blonde and got at least kind of down towards her shoulders. So, but hey, folks, who knows? We may talk 80s music again and just make Hungry's life lovely with Duran Duran again. But hey, let me tell you what's coming up here tonight. Later on. Oh, whoa. What the? Oh, right.
Oops, wrong one.
No, it's the right one. It's just I got this box over it. Okay. And it was, I forgot, chilling with Brandon, the anime guy. Join us if you like anime. No.
I love that video clip. I do.
Okay, Lisa, I will tell you what. If you go to karaoke, whether it's Rambling Canucks or Jedi Bill sometime, and you're there, you have to be there and be there a while. I'll do that song for you. All right.
Wow.
And by the way, I'll throw this one in for free for you and Daisy and all the Duran fans out. Lady V, all you got, ladies.
And Mr. A, in honor of him,
DJ Play Nice,
knows
please.
What I mean.
DJ Play Nice. DJ's continuing the lyrics.
Yeah.
Oh, that song. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
But honestly, Mr. A and I know the attraction of a real tough chick with scary teeth and short hair. He and I both know.
You're talking about Avalon?
It can come off as quite sexy.
I agree 100%.
You got to pull it off, and she did.
Oh, yeah.
I want my MTV.
Precisely.
Damn it, JT Kirk. Now it's going to be damn it, JT Kirk as well as damn it, Mark.
Yeah.
And then damn it, Mr. Angel.
Nice one.
I traveled the world in the 7 seas. Sweet dreams
I will take it if you sing it, though.
of these. Who am I to disagree?
You need to come on karaoke
I'm done.
and sing.
No, We've
got your voice now. We know how
I know everybody's putting their fingers in their ears at this point.
DJ's rocking out.
It sounded lovely. It sounded lovely. Honestly, it
DJ's
did.
rocking out. But hey, folks,
I have a very low voice for a female singer.
That's okay.
No, but that's good.
That's
good.
She got altos,
JT's got a low voice, and therefore JT could do a great Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds.
And that's about it, because nothing else is written for anyone without a Michael Jackson range voice.
Oh God, yes. And for women, I mean, you have to it's almost like, okay, only country and Western. And I'm sorry, I am not a country and Western fan. So it's really hard. Yeah.
You
should try opera. You could try some opera.
Look at this. DJ's going. Mr. Angel's feeding into it. Anyway.
You are alone in the desert regarding Eddie Lennox, my friend.
Join me to... Hey, Teague, you do pretty good. I heard you once before. You do pretty good. Yeah. But hey, chilling with Brandon, the anime guy. If you like anime, come learn about him, his channel. Hang out with him. And me on Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Of course, now chill chats or something will happen at a random moment's notice. It may happen more since my damn Florida Gators lost. They score 100 points and lose tonight. So, ugh. Wow. Hey, this is me with maybe one guest or maybe two, but not to be confused when we have Fortnite and Friends with Chaos and other people. Also, late night with Dadman and Friends. This is what I think we're going to roll into in about 10 minutes. I need to talk to Hungry. I need to talk to the missus. To make sure we're still on board with things, because we were talking about different options. So, but keep an eye on the channel, because on YouTube.com, Dadman Walking 55, Twitch.tv. This will probably only be on the YouTube side, I think, tonight, only because just looking at numbers, and there's only one side we have to look at. But also follow me on Twitter at Dadman Walking 55. get the notifications on YouTube and Twitch, and also follow me on Twitter because I always post when I go live there. So,
can I say one thing?
Mr. Angel, if you go to those karaoke streams, I would sing it too. Yes, Miss Daisy.
My father really liked Annie Lennox as a singer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he liked that song as well, even though, he was old enough to understand what was going on there, but he really loved her voice. And so, Mr. Angel, my dad also was a fan of Annie Lennox.
Y'all are going to make me love this song now. I spent 50 years hating it and 40 years hating it, but I'm like, okay, Daisy, if you're there too, Lisa there, Mr. Angel, I'll sing the song for y'all, okay?
Nice.
So I will definitely do that for you guys. Y'all deserve it. So, and just like I always say, I come from a land down under where women glow and men plunder.
The guy is Scottish. He's
Australian. Men at work, Australian for 80s music. Like Foster, Australian for beer.
Oh, God. And
oh, God.
Oh, jeez.
No.
And there's no such thing
as
a
shrimp
about the
beer or my accent.
There's no such
put
thing
shrimp
as
on the Barbie?
Yes.
Yeah, it's prawn. It's prawn.
Yes.
And they're the size of your hand. The size of your hand. They're big. They're sea bugs, okay? They're sea bugs. They're not little bugs. They're big bugs.
They're
quite
Lisa?
good.
Lisa, what are you asking about? Yeah, she asked what? I don't know whether she heard.
Deadman, is that a knife?
Oh, don't you start.
Where? What?
Don't you start.
Oh.
That's not a knife. This is a knife.
Oh, right. This is a knife. I don't do Aussies well. However, my son is quite good at accents, and he knows the difference between an Australian accent and a New Zealand accent, and they are not the same thing.
No, they're not at all. They say
that's not a knife.
They say sucks, we say six.
Hey, how about this? Yeah. That's not a knife. Or that's not a knife.
No. How about no?
No, you. All right. No, you.
No. Lisa,
Lisa, I know. I'm so sorry, Hungry. I tried.
Lisa, what I said was whether it's Canucks or Jedi Bills, I will sing that dear song to Great Daisy.
Did you just call it silly?
I stopped myself and revised and extended my remarks.
Wow! No! There's going to be a fight tonight. No, that is not a silly song.
I revised and extended my remarks.
I got you,
Lisa. What I said was that you be there, Mr. Angel, Daisy. I'll sing that song for y'all.
Lisa, okay? We have to be in chat for him to do it. So
yes.
Right, so we'd have to stay there for a while, and then we'd have to say something in chat. And if all three of us are in the chat at the same time, then he will attempt to be Annie Lennox for us.
Yes, I did do the Bee Gees a few weeks ago. That was kind of fun. So,
staying alive, staying alive.
I played
that one. I think Lady V was here. I don't know if she's still here, but yeah. And
you have to have a really high voice for that one.
Staying alive.
Yep. Oh, save a prayer for me.
Yes, I like that song. That too. If y'all are all there and I do it, I will throw that song in for bonus. I've done that song a time or two, so absolutely. So with that, we are just. Oh, you said I had to be there in order for you to sing that particular song. Particular song. So I would do it. I'm
just gonna ask JT and Daisy, can you stay with us for 2 minutes so we can just bring it to around 2 hours?
I was trying to ignore the clock, damn it.
I'm fine.
Folks,
I'm fine with whatever we're doing.
Folks, earlier tonight I said that we barely would make 60 hours with what was in this episode.
60 hours? 60 hours?
Never, Dadman might do that, so don't put it past him.
I don't know.
No. I did not think we were going to make 60 minutes, much less 90 minutes. And yeah, we've rabbited and sidetrailed a little bit. But hey, Bucky's Crafting.
Hello, Bucky's
Crafting. We are winding down now. I've got to check and see what my next plans are, but let me know. DM me if you have availability in about 10 or 15 minutes. Okay. Because we're thinking of a squirrel stream. I just need to check on things by end. And you know what, Admiral Tig? I don't need that. No, I want to do Would I Lie to You, my friends.
Oh,
know what's in store.
Okay. You need music. Your acapella is a little bit more complicated.
I know it is. I can hear the song in my head. You know, she's singing it. Dave Stewart's finally playing a damn guitar for once in his life, rocking out with the
That's a good
jacket.
point.
You know,
no,
like,
I agree with you on
That's
that.
true.
That was my best
That's true.
Eurythmics song because I used a guitar. Not the cellos and the electric organ items or electric items, all that stuff. So
you were correct on that, Dadman. Yes.
What would it take to get you to sing "I Am Woman" by Helen Reddy?
More money than you got.
I will do it.
I am woman. Hear me roar.
Honestly, Canuck is not doing trivia karaoke tomorrow night. I don't know what Jedi Bill's plans are. But if you follow me and y'all go over the trivia, the karaoke when it's done, maybe the following a week from Saturday with Canucks because he does it earlier in the night. I will do.
I'm gonna miss all.
I'll be serious. I will be serious. Oh, well, then Daisy, you come tomorrow night. Then so I will do whatever for everybody, folks. I take requests. I will do requests.
He does. He takes requests. Yes. I have requested things.
And
not singing "I Am Woman." I have not suggested that.
Well, to be honest, roar. No. To give Dadman credit, we have, and you would not think this coming from somebody from the land of the Combat Wombat. I have asked him to do Eastbound and Down, and he's done it more than once.
Devil went down to Georgia.
Oh yes, that was a request.
That was a request too.
Yeah.
Yes. And you did remarkably well, good sir. You did remarkably well.
Thank you. All right. Well, let me do this. Let me go ahead and end this one now. Come over in about 10 minutes. We'll talk more music along and everything else. We can hit Star Wars. We can explore Dune a little bit. So, as they playing Lily was here and you're DMing them. Oh, okay. All right. I'll look at that as I can. Exactly. So, but hey, all right. So I think with that, we still got 13 people with us tonight, 10 on the YouTube side. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribed. We are back down to 605 now. The magical YouTube number.
Oh, what?
Wee! Woohoo!
It's up and down and up and down.
We love you, YouTube. We really do.
Such great benevolent overlords.
I do not like pendulums, Daisy. You know what I mean.
I know.
I don't like
when even Twitch does it too. We get all we stopped.
Yep.
We've been at it for nearly 3 years, and in the beginning it was, oh my gosh, we got this, and then the next day it was like, oh, okay, what happened?
So
like
now
we
just
don't do it.
The missus got one tonight at 193.4. She's now back to 193, just like that. And I've heard Teague has talked about it. Other streamers have talked about. Just it makes no sense what they're doing and things, and it's frustrating to people if you try to get to certain levels. But hey, you know what's special is each and every one of you that are out here in the chat.
And 2 hours and 2 minutes.
Yes,
that's
exactly. We got 14 people,
chat.
11 on YouTube too.
Thank you.
So everybody on YouTube, please see me in about 10 or 15 minutes. I need to check. Yes. Thank you. You have a great night. I hope, but hey, don't say good night.
Lisa.
We hope to see y'all. If I will tweet out if we don't do a show, but I'm expecting to. On that note, JT Kirk,
yes, sir.
Blossom, and Hungry Boy. Thank you all for being here tonight. And so
you're welcome.
You are welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, chat. You guys are wonderful.
Yes.
And 14 of y'all are tonight. 14 of y'all, 11 here on the YouTube side, especially, are still with us after 2 hours on a show from the 1980s. I think that is wonderful. And thank you for your support. And we will see you soon. Bye, all.